Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss our new topic, that is consumer protection, right? So, all of you are already aware about something consumer protection. As you know, to protect the consumer against the unfair practices of the producer and the seller is called the consumer protection. And today in the world, consumer is called the king of the market, and he is the centralized of all marketing activities. And it is a continuous behavior of the businessman that the production of the product must conform to the needs of the customer, right? So, in addition to the satisfaction of the customer, it is also aware of producers that their sales should be maximum, and they try to increase their sale by possible means. And some of possible means to increase sales are such as interest of the both producer as well as consumer. For example, improvement in quality, reduction in price, clear advertisement, after sales services, right? So students, for the concept of consumer protection, I will clear you that it means providing a safeguard the interest of the consumer rights. In other words, it measures the adopted for protection of the consumers from unfair or unethical malpractices used by the businessman, and to provide them speedy redressal of their complaints, right? So in this way, consumer protection is just a safeguard the interest of the consumer is in need of the day, as they are the king of the market, right? And it refers to the step taken to protect the consumer against unfair practices of the producer as well as the seller. So you may see in the picture that there are so many features or reasons why there is a need of consumer protection, right? There are some legal protections given by law for the consumers, and one of the consumer protection is the Consumer Protection Act 1986, which provide the safeguard to the interest of the consumer. And this act provides the safeguard to the consumer against defective goods, deficient service, unfair trade practices, and other forms of their exploitations, right? And this act provides the setting up of three-tier machinery consisting of district form, state commission, and the national commission, which listens the complaints from the customer, right? The next legal protection is given by the law is Indian Contract Act 1872. It emphasizes on the condition in which the promises made by the parties to a contract will be binding on each other, and it also specify the remedies available to the parties in case the fail of the contract. And the Sales of the Good Act is the 1930 is the third legal safeguard. It provides in case the goods purchased do not satisfy with express or implied condition or warranties which are mentioned by the seller at the timing of the deal, right? Next legal protection is Essential Commodity Act 1955, aims at the controlling production, supply, and distribution of essential commodities. And it also observe that the prices of these commodities should be controlled. And the act also provides for the action against anti-social activities like black marketing and hoarding and profiteering for these goods. Next legal protection is the Agriculture Produce Grading and Marketing Act 1937. It prescribes the even grade and standards for the agricultural commodities and the livestock, and it also explains the condition which governs the use of these goods and the livestock standards, and lays down the procedure for grading them. And it provides the quality mark known as like ag mark on the agriculture products, ISI mark on electronic goods, right? The next legal protection is the Prevention of Food Adulteration Act 1954. This act aims to check the adulteration of food articles and ensures their purity as to maintain the public health. Right? So this is a very important legal protection from point of view the consumer. The next legal protection is the Standard of Weights and the Measure Acts 1976. It is applicable for all products which are sold in the weights, measures, or numbers. The main aim of this act is to provide for consumer protection against the male practices of underweighting or undermeasure. Right? First of all, the advertisement. Advertising क्या है? Right? So whenever we talk about the advertising, it comes to our knowledge that the ninth is the Competition Act 2002. This act provides the protection to the consumer in case of the practices adopted by the business firms which hamper the competition in the market. Right? Like the competition should be fair and healthy competition comparative to cutthroat competition. Right? The next legal protection is the Bureau of the Indian Standard Act 1986. It has been set up to provide as ISI mark for the products which conform to the prescribed quality. The main focus of the Bureau are to formulate the quality standards for the goods, to provide quality certification through the BIS certification schemes, to provide grievance cells where the consumers can complain against the ISI marked product. Now here is the topic, that is the next topic, that is Consumer Protection Act 1986. This is called short form in COPRA, and CPA, it seeks to protect and promote the consumer interest through the speedy and inexpensive redressal of their complaints and grievances. And the scope of this act is very wide. It is applicable to all types of undertakings, big, small, whether in the private or public sector, whether a manufacturer or a trader, whether the supplying of the goods and providing the services. To all it is implemented, right? So Consumer Protection Act has been presented an important act in the history of the India. It provides the protection to the consumer. It was passed by the Parliament in 1986 and came into force with effect from the 1st July 1987. Right? And time to time they may have been amended, and in 2003 it is just amended, and it cover all goods and services. Right? Yeah, there are some salient features of the Consumer Protection Act. First of all, coverage of item. Here, the all goods and the services it covers, and especially debarred out of the scope of this act by the central government. And secondly, coverage of sectors. This act is applicable to the all areas, whether public, private, and cooperative sector. And the third one is compensatory nature of provisions. Many acts have been passed for the help of the consumer. Consumers enjoy the benefit of these acts, but if a consumer wishes, the Consumer Protection Act can provide extra help. And group of consumer rights. This act also provides many consumer rights, and these are right to safe, right to inform, right to choose, right to seek redressal, right to have education, yeah, and effective safeguards. This act provides a safeguard to the customers regarding the defective goods, deficient services, unfair trade practices, and three-tier grievance and redressal machinery. Here, there is a judicial machinery which are working at three levels: district, state, and national level, which held or hold the complaints or grievance on behalf of the consumers. And time boundaries wrestle. A main feature of this act that the cases are decided in a very limited time period of time, and consumer protection councils are there, and which protect the consumer and encourage the consumer awareness. There is a provision in this act to establish consumer protection councils, right? So in this way, these are the features of Consumer Protection Act 1986. So the next topic is main provision of Consumer Protection Act. First of all, meaning of a consumer. From point of view this act, a consumer may be any person who buys goods and services for consideration, and any person who hires and avails of any services for consideration for which he has paid, and he is called the consumer. Secondly, the grounds for the complaints. A person who can lodge a complaint in the context of unfair trade practices means there is a faulty win excessive profit by trader, like to launch gift schemes, to not follow the prescribed standards, to not follow the prescribed way of selling product, and to do the black marketing or hoarding, right? And secondly, restrictive trade practices he is using, then he can file the complaint. And if the products are defective, a consumer can file the complaint. And if consumer is concerned with defective services, examples of deficient services are unnecessary delay in providing loans, unnecessary delay in giving final touch to the claim by insurance companies, unnecessary delay in supplying goods by transport company, right? Then consumer can complain. Excessive charging of price, consumer can lodge a complaint against the excessive charge, like जो MRP है उससे भी ज़्यादा अगर आपसे प्राइस लिया जा रहा है, then he can file complaint. Price decided by any act, price written on product and price written on packet of product. अगर उससे ज़्यादा प्राइस चार्ज किया जा रहा है तो उस केस में कंज्यूमर कंप्लेंट कर सकता है. After that, supply of hazardous goods. If the product which can prove hazardous for the life are sold without proper information, then the victim concerned can lodge a complaint. And the third one is the three-tier judicial machinery is here to cover the complaints for this one. And complaint disposal period, it is a very limited time period, that is the 3 month. If some under special condition there is a need to test the product, then maximum time limit is 5 months. And who can file complaint? A customer, a registered customer association, one or more consumer, central government, state government. And against whom can the complaint be filed? A complaint can be filed against a defective goods seller or manufacturer. And for deficiency of services के लिए प्रोवाइडर ऑफ सर्विसेज को हम केस फाइल कर सकते हैं. एंड कंप्लेंट फी, विद एवरी कंप्लेंट इट इज फिक्स्ड फी इज डिपॉजिटेड, although the court fee or any other expense are not to be paid, right? And relief and remedies available to the consumer. Consumer Protection Act provide the removal of defects, first option. Secondly, replacement of goods. Thirdly, refund of price. Fourthly, award of compensation. And fifthly, removal of deficiency in service. And discontinuance of unfair trade practices. Stopping the sales of hazardous goods. Withdrawal of hazardous goods from the market. And payment of the adequate cost. There may be any remedies, right? There are so many reliefs and remedies. Court decide which remedies should be provided to a consumer, right? So these are the some basic provisions in Consumer Protection Act. Our next topic is the rights. The act confirms the certain rights to the consumer with a view to empowering them and to protect their interest, right? So there are 6 rights, that is consumer protection right, and 2 extra rights are also there, that is given by the actually Union Nation Organization, UNO. The first right is right to safety, right to be informed, right to safety. A consumer has right to save against such goods and services which are hazardous to his health, life and property. Secondly, he has right to be informed. A consumer should be provided all information on the basis which he decided to buy the product or services. And third is the right to choose. A consumer has absolute right to buy any goods and services of his choice from the among different goods and services available in the market. And the right to be heard. A consumer has right that his complaint be heard. Under this, the right the consumer can file a complaint, all those things which are prejudicial to his interest, right? And the right to seek redressal. It means consumer should be heard, and there should be given some solution to their complaints. For example, if the quantity and quality of the product do not conform to the promised by the seller, buyer has right to complain compensation. Several redressals are available to the consumer by way of compensation, right? And the sixth right is right to consumer education. The consumer education means educating the consumer constantly with regard to their rights. In other words, consumer must be aware of their rights they enjoy, the loss they suffer on account of goods and services purchased by them, right? And there has been so many. For example, Ministry of Civil Supplies publish a quarterly magazines for this purpose, like Ubhokta Jagran, Sarakshan Ubhokta Ka, and Consumer Day is also as observed on 15th March every year, right? So these are the six rights, and two more rights are there. That is the right to basic needs. The basic needs means goods and services which are necessary for living of people, and it includes adequate food, clothes, shelter, sanitation, healthcare, education, transportation, and right to healthy environment. The consumer has right that they should be given healthy environment which does not impact their health. Not only this, it is also stresses the need to protect the environment for the future generation as well, right? So in this way, consumer has the following rights, and consumer should be aware by. Now come to the point, what are the responsibilities of the consumer while buying the products? There are so many duties and the responsibilities that consumer has. It means the consumer should keep in mind some or few things while purchasing them. These are, first of all, be aware about all similar products, and secondly, focus on only standardized product. Like while buying, you should check the ISI mark on electronic goods, FSI marks on food product, hallmark on jewelry, right? And thirdly, learn about the associated risk. He should know what are the risks associated with the using of that product. Read label carefully, like in which the expiry dates, manufacturing date, weight, price all are mentioned. Assert yourself means सबसे पहले आपको खुद भी पता होना चाहिए कि जो प्रोडक्ट आप परचेज कर रहे हो दैट इज अकॉर्डिंग टू यू फेयर डील और नॉट, and be honest in your dealing. The consumer should choose only those goods which are legal goods and services, and he should be not interested in unfair or black marketing practices. Do not forget to get cash memo whenever you buy something from the market. You should get the bill of it, and always file complaint for the genuine problems or complaints, and do not hesitate to take any action even when the amount involved is very small. And from consumer societies, there are situations that when consumer can form consumer societies which will play a very important or active role in educating consumer and safeguarding their interest. And the respect for the environment, consumers should always respect the environment while buying, using any product, and they should avoid the waste and contributing to the pollution, right? So in this way, there are some duties and responsibilities of the consumer. The next topic is the ways and the means of consumer protection. There are so many ways how the consumer protect themselves. First of all, self-regulation by business. Every businessman insists to have a strong consumer base, which means that more and still more people should buy their products. This is possible only when the consumer are fully satisfied with the firm. For with this purpose in view, the firm ban all types of undesirable activities that can harm the consumer, right? Secondly, business associations. Business association actually prepare a code of conduct for the businessman. and it is laid down in the code of conduct as to how the businessmen are expected to behave with the consumer. For example, Federation of Indian Chamber of Commerce Industries and have proposed their code of conduct which govern the attitude of their member towards the consumer. The third one is consumer awareness. It is a very important point that consumer should protect himself firstly. He should alert about his rights and duties, and an alert consumer alone can demand his rights from the seller. The fourth one is consumer organization. There are so many organizations which provide the consumer protection, and when a single consumer files any complaint, there may be chances he will not be given so importance, but on behalf of the consumer, these organizations pressurize the sellers, keeping in view the interest of the consumer. The fourth one is government. Interest of the consumer are also protected by the government in so many ways, so many laws के through जो है ऐसा किया जाता है. One most important act is Consumer Protection Act 1986, जो कि कंज्यूमर के राइट्स के बारे में बताता है, एंड ये भी बताता है कि कौन कैसे कंप्लेन कर सकता है, किस सिचुएशन में कर सकता है. और इसी ने हमें 3 लेवल्स पे मशीनरीज दी हैं जहां पर हम अपनी कंप्लेंट्स को भी फाइल कर सकते हैं अगर हमें कोई प्रॉब्लम हुई है तो, राइट. द नेक्स्ट वन टॉपिक इज the 3-tier judicial machinery or redressal agencies under the Consumer Protection Act, and we shall get the extensive knowledge of 3-tier judicial machinery. One is district forum. According to Consumer Protection Act, state government can set up one or more district forum in each district, and main features are these. There are 3 members, 1 president, and of these 1 must be a lady member, and they are appointed by the state government. The presiding officer must have the qualification of district judge, and district forum hears the disputes involving up to the 20 lakh. Complaint can be filed by the consumer organizations, and once complaint is admitted, the notice of it is sent to the other party, and on the examination, if it is proved that the goods are defective, the district forum can issue 1 or more following directives to the accused party. First of all, defect in product should be removed. Secondly, defective product may be replaced by a new one. Consumer may be refunded the value of the product, and consumer may be paid compensation for the loss suffered by him. And if neither party is satisfied with the judgment of the district forum, it can file appeal against it with the state commission in 30 days, and thereafter the order of the state commission can be challenged before the national commission and no further, right. And after that, second one is the state commission, and in which it also there are 3 members including 1 president, 1 must be lady member, and it is appointed by the state government, and the person appointed as a presiding officer must have qualification of justice of high court, and the complaints are here actually redressed from the amount 20 lakh to 1 crore. Once complaint is admitted, notice is issued to the other party. If necessary, goods are examined. If proved that defect, like the district forum, state commission can issue 1 or more directives, and if neither party is satisfied with the decision of the state commission, it can file appeal to the national commission within 30 days, and after that cannot be challenged further. The third one is the national commission. It is appointed by the central government, and features are 5 members are here, 1 president, it must be lady, and they are appointed by the central government. Only that person is eligible to the president who has qualification equal to the qualification of judge of Supreme Court, and it has the jurisdictions to hear the complaints involving the sum exceeds 1 crore. Once complaint is admitted, notice is sent to the opposite party, and like the state commission, national commission can issue the directives, and if any party is not satisfied with the decision of the national commission, it can file complaint or appeal the Supreme Court within 30 days subjected to the jurisdictions or complaint involving sum exceeding 1 crore, right? So in this way these 3-tier machinery works, and the now chapter of consumer protection is completed right now. So please students go through it. Thank you so much. Have a good day and goodbye.